Hello, my beautiful people. This is your boy, PJ, back again. But it has been a long time, so forgive me if I've taken too long to come back, but I'm here. And this time around, I am bringing someone who's very close to me to host this beautiful series that we're going to do together. I have been doing this from such a long time. So this whole thing, podcasting, talking to people is not new. But who you do with, that person makes it more special. That's why I want to introduce you all to my beautiful partner, Madam Shah, who has been with me from the last 4 years now. So let's welcome her on board. Give her a big round of applause, Madam Shah. Come on.
Okay. In true PJ style, I probably have to now say hi, hello, namaskara. I'm Shah. Nice to meet you all. Well, my name really is not Shah. A lot of you might know me as Shantala, if you've known me through my career, or near and dear ones would call me Shan or Shantu. There's a story behind why I go by Shah now, but I think we'll cover that off a bit later. Well, thank you, Babji, for such warm introductions.
Oh, anytime, baby. Anytime. You know how we roll.
I guess we're all curious now to know, what is this S&S Diaries?
Oh, well, since it's a North and South blend, it's a Punjabi and Bangalorean Kannadiga blend. So I am the samosa in it. That's what S stands for. You'll be like, yeah, you look like a samosa anyway. So yes, you too are a samosa. And what are you?
Sambar.
The sambar. The S, one S stands for sambar and the other one stands for samosa. So I'm the samosa from North and she the sambar from South. Very well.
And that's the S&S Diaries.
How, where do you came up with this name, right?
Yes.
How did you think about it? Like, how did you come up with that?
I suppose I wanted something quirky, something that related to you being from the north, me being from the south. Randomly one day we ate sambar samosa.
Yeah, actually, have you?
Which is what was
no,
the
let me
inspiration.
ask them first. Like, have you guys ever tried samosa and sambar? I tell you this, that is the best thing you will ever eat in your life. Because, like, obviously we are from Punjab and in North India, we eat samosas with chole, with chickpeas, yeah, and with chutney and stuff. But we have never eaten, I put any money on it, that we have never eaten samosa with sambar.
And I tell you, my South Indian ancestors will be turning in their grave with this idea.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't be eating samosas with sambar.
Have you done any research on it? Like, where did it come from? Not?
No, not really.
It must have been someone like us, right? Who would have thought, right? The S&S Diaries, so it could be samosa and sambar as well. But sambar actually comes with dosa.
Yes, usually we also eat it with rice and many other things.
What is it made of?
Dal.
Dal.
And lots of spices, vegetables.
Lentils, right? Lentils. What kind of lentils are they? Like, do you know? Or?
Few different kinds.
Few different kinds, yeah.
Depends on the type of sambar.
Yeah.
We've got vegetables in it, or veggies. But even a lot of the chicken curries and stuff can be made into sambar. Not with lentil, but with meat, so protein.
Oh, that's good. I mean, like, I have eaten sambar, but then I am very eager to go to Bangalore and try all the sambar there as well, because I have heard all these very interesting stories from you and all the restaurants there are up in Bangalore. I really would love to go there and try all the different dosas. My favorite dosa is that rava dosa, right? You'll be like, PJ, come on, man, stop talking.
Now we're talking about food.
Start talking about food, right? but this is the thing, right? Me and Shah, we both are very big foodie, right? We love eating food. I have before I met you, right? I have told you this as well, that I have never had dosa before, right? And then I met you, and you were like, "Oh, I love dosas. Let's go eat dosas and stuff." And then she cooked a couple of times at home as well, right? And I was like, "Oh, that stuff is really good." And I love eating dosa just with our simple sabjis and stuff, right? Like with egg purji, with paneer purji and stuff like that. I love having that crunchy dosa, and it is like very similar to papad, the papadam.
Oh dear.
And that's what I get out of it. I love the crunchiness to it. But anyway, we are talking too much about the food, but that's us, that's me and Shah. We love eating food, right? Except dosa. Do you have any favorite Indian Punjabi cuisine?
It would have to be
Chole.
and bhature that goes with it.
Yes.
The parathas.
Parathas, you love parathas, yes.
Also pinniyas. I shouldn't forget pinniyas.
Oh yeah, pinniyas, yeah. She would die.
I'm a sweet tooth by heart.
Yeah.
So anything sweet. Give me anything sweet.
And
what's the prasad you get?
Prasad, like kada.
That.
Yeah, it's
yes.
The kada halwa is like our go-to thing, in Punjab. Yeah, she loves that, but I can't really make anything.
But what I'm really keen to try is the lassi in Punjab.
You were saying the saag and makki di roti that
As well.
So my mom and dad, like we are up in a WhatsApp group, so they always send all these different food, and she was like, "What is that? That green looking stuff?" And I said, "That's saag," and I said, I don't want you to eat saag here, because trust me, when you go to Punjab, that's a real saag, the way they make it there. I don't want you to, if you have to try saag for the first time, I don't want you to try it here. I want you to go back, go to India, Punjab, and try it there, because you will say like, "Oh, that's very different," right?
So we are patiently waiting.
Yes. Now, obviously, we are talking about the food. What is your favorite sweet? You love milk cake?
One of it.
Yeah, you love.
It's not my favorite sweet though.
Burfi?
No.
The chum chum, yes.
That's it. Yeah. We call it champakali.
Champakali, yeah. Chum chum. But then, and you love samba, kesari baat, no?
Yes.
Mysore pak.
Yes.
See, I remember a bit
and
of it.
badam halwa.
Badam, oh, that's right. If you guys ever go to South Indian restaurant, try badam halwa, try kesari baat. They are the best thing. Like, that's what I go for there, just to have that.
Hit me up for recommendations. I'll tell you where to find them.
Of course, hit her up for a recommendation, obviously. She actually is a good cook as well. She cooks the best curries, especially the goat. Sade. Oh, I was gonna speak in Punjabi.
It's okay.
We people love goat, and she is an amazing cook when it comes to goat, and she makes the best curry. I always say that. Every time we go there and we buy a kilo and a half, and she only eats like a sparrow. Little, and here I am. I said, just leave the whole thing to me, and I'm eating that. That's the best thing.
We have a funny story to share about this.
Oh well, there are many funny stories. Obviously, where PJ is, there's always funny stories, and I'm always making a fool out of myself. So I am not surprised if you bring all these stories. She is very. I tell you that we just this is I don't know, maybe you guys will relate with all the wives and girlfriends as well. She is very good at remembering bloody things. She will bring up something that has happened 3.5 years ago, just yesterday. She brought, "Do you remember you did that to me?" I was like, "When did I do that?" So you're like, "Yeah, remember when we first met and you have said this? That was very rude." And I was like, "Who remembers things like that?" But no, she remember everything. So I think like that's the what do you say, common thing with all the ladies,
all
guys.
ladies with multiple talents.
Okay, of course she has to rub that one in. Okay, so now that was just a funny part of how we love food. But other than food, I want you, all these people out there, they all know me, right? I have done many stupid things in the past. I have done many good things in the past too. But they don't know you, right? And I want you to at least tell something about yourself who are you? What are you doing? Kind of thing. Yeah. So people out there, like, so this is the thing. Like all the people in Sunshine Coast, because we live in Sunshine Coast. When I work in real estate. I go out and do door knocks and stuff, and I always tell about her all the time. I said, look, Shah, she works in this industry. She's such an amazing woman, and all that stuff. So people who live in Punjabi people, Indian people especially who live in here, they always like, yeah, PJ said that stuff. But I want you here to tell us or tell them. I know about you anyway. Tell them about yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you know anything about a South Indian household, you would know that being laid back or not disciplined is not an option at all. So you can imagine, I grew up in a household which had really strict schedules, timings for absolutely everything, and a super regimented father who was my inspiration. So since a very young age, I had a very strong drive to achieve many things in life, essentially. Was always a kid that was out there, wanted to do lots of things, social butterfly, partly a people pleaser, which I think over the years I have outgrown, which I'm proud of. So, okay, let's talk about my journey. I was born and brought up in South India. I spent a couple of years in Andhra Pradesh, believe it or not, and a couple of years in Bangalore before we actually moved to Singapore. I spent most of my childhood in Singapore growing up, which helped me get my multicultural background, exposure to living abroad, all of that. We then moved back to India for a little while I finished my schooling. And for anybody that knows me pretty well, including PJ, they'll all agree that I'm a very stubborn person. If I put my mind to something, I want to do it. So at a very young age of 17, I decided for some very odd reason that I wanted to become a pilot. It's not really an odd reason. It was actually many years in the making, because when I was about 6 years old, when we traveled back from Singapore to India on one of our trips, the pilot was kind enough to show me the cockpit. And ever since then, it was my dream. So that started. There was lots of arguments at home because, of course, as you can imagine, Indian parents were very protective, didn't think a young girl moving abroad with no family, nobody that we even knew in our circle to support us, could survive in a country with so much unknown at such a young, vulnerable age. But me being me, didn't really give them a choice. So 3 months into me completing my college, or what we call pre-university, I got enrolled into my aviation course, and here I was on a plane to Sydney. And then from there on, essentially life began. I completed my aviation course in 2 years' time, and back in the day it was quite difficult to settle down or get a visa abroad, your permanent residency. We all talk about this a lot. After I finished aviation, there came what do we call what's a cliffhanger? Is that what you call where you have to make pivotal decisions?
Oh yeah.
Not really a cliffhanger. That's not the term.
In Punjabi we say, but ਧੱਕਾ ਲਾਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਖੜ ਕੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ.
Okay, sure. That. Where I had to decide either, hey, you go back to India, Shantala, and you perceive your aviation career, or try something else. So other than wanting to become a pilot, I had a lot of interest in biology as well in my younger years. So I thought, why don't I try my hand at nursing? Because medicine's too many years to study. Let's be reasonable.
Yeah.
And so I started with my diploma of nursing back in the day, it was called, after I finished aviation. Quite enjoyed it. This was where my journey in aged care began. And from there, I progressed to becoming a registered nurse. continued with my career progression where I got into management roles and then eventually moved into operations in aged care, and now I'm in a senior leadership capacity. So knowing me, even with all of this progression over the years, I still had something inside me, a drive which said, all of this is not fulfilling. It's not enough. What is this, a 9-to-5 career? Well, technically my job's not a 9-to-5 career. It's more a 24/7 job. But even then, me being me, I'm like, I have to do more. So in the last 3 years, I started to think about different ventures, other things I could do, things that would inspire me. Around the time I met lovely Babji as well, who introduced me into this new realm or world of media and social media, and how that could open up so many different opportunities. For some of you that might have seen my recent posts, you would have seen in my intro, it says I'm an entrepreneur, a CEO of 2 companies as well, while holding a senior leadership role. Many might be thinking, what is that? So just a little bit of a snippet into that would be that I'm currently growing 2 brands, one for myself or of myself, which would be a service-based business. I don't really want to go into too much details at this point, but that's what one avenue is going to be. And the other is actually a really innovative e-commerce company as well, which I'm working on. Both will be released by early part of 2026. So I'm really excited to share the details with you all when they come. But that is Shah in a nutshell.
Oh, beautiful. Look, to be honest with you all, I know a lot about what she's doing. We all praise our partners, and that should be the case anyway, but she's someone I have seen. She's 30 now, 31.
31?
Yeah. And the kind of growth she has in her career, where she has become from aviation to nursing to management to leader, I am truly honored, to be with someone who is such an inspiration. I always say that we are North Indians, Punjabi people especially, we come from farming, our background is farming. We are farmers, right? We have, I can only, I don't want to talk about we, I just want to say that I have no idea what business is, because neither was my father or my grandfather. They were not business people, they were farmers, right? My uncles, neighbors, they all are farmers, so I don't know anything about business. But then to see her, and she always talked really highly about her father as well, where she got all these, genes from. So for me to see that is really motivating, because I get to see that every day. And that is one of the biggest reason as well for me to jump into real estate and do many things, right? Because it's when you live in a house where there are people who push you every day, and that's what we do to each other. I think she will agree. She pushed me and I motivate her, and this is how we work. When she goes to work every day, I see that dedication. She gets phone calls at midnight. I see that, and I'm like, I'm not even doing half of what she's doing, But hats off to you, madam, and you are doing really well. And I can see so many things in you, and that was the biggest reason when we met. I saw those things in her, and I have said this all to everyone, that your partner should not be a housewife or a house husband, because I don't want to be rude in any way, sorry if I'm being, but because I feel like even if they are, there's a lot of work. I've seen my mother, our Indian mothers, they all are house.
Any of them,
and that
yes.
is the biggest reason that I never wanted my partner to be a housewife, because I've seen my mom, and trust me, no, she has done such an amazing job. Every mother's has, but
It's a thankless job.
yeah, exactly. Thank you for saying that. I just felt that my mother always had to ask for money, and even though fathers give them, it's not like out of love or something. Like there's you know that anyway. So, and you will relate to this thing as well, and then to see her doing all these things, and I said to her, Shadow, yeah, I have to obviously talk about Shadow as well. He's like, why are you not talking about me? But to see that all these qualities in her, and when we met, this is when she said 3 years ago, I introduced her to this social media stuff. But I can only introduce you to this, but what you do out of this, it's all your skill set, and she has that, right? So when I have seen that how amazing she is, the way she talks, the way she works, to go about her work, how much effort she put in there, and I saw that, and I said, Bab, you have more caliber in you to do many good things, right? And now she's here, right? I've been saying that to her from a long, long time. I said, you should be doing this by yourself, these talk shows and stuff like that, because you have that in you, but I'm glad that she chosen to do it with me. I'm honored.
Of course, I need some hand holding.
You don't need no hand holding, because trust, like, you didn't need anyone from the last 7-8 years, ever since you have been here, more than 10 years now. So you didn't need anyone. Neither you need it now. So let's not even say that. But obviously, when you are new to some areas, some fields, you need a little bit of guidance, but the work is your work, So so she's coming up with all these beautiful ideas, which I am very happy about, and I'm very supportive of what she's doing. I want her to go achieve many good things, which she has the qualities of, and I think she's gonna go kill it, But how do you think about doing this? This is something that you have never done before,
Yes.
Yeah. So how do you feel that, like, I don't know, I don't want to put words into it, like this thing that, oh yeah, were you nervous? Were you, how did you feel about doing it? Like, this is the first time you having a conversation. How do you think this conversation is going? Obviously, people will tell they are the real judges of this,
Of
but
course.
yeah, but how do you feel right now?
Well, I mean, it's awkward.
Is it?
It's not nerve-wracking, but it's awkward because you're staring at a couple of cameras.
Yeah, but
You don't necessarily have an audience watching you, but it's the virtual audience essentially.
But the thing is, for me, these cameras don't exist. This is how I work.
Yeah.
When you start stressing about these cameras are looking at you or pointed at you and stuff, then obviously you're gonna.
No. I think rephrase that.
Yeah.
Not stress.
Uh-huh.
Just awkward.
Awkward.
And I guess when I first started making reels, or even got on to the camera to say things, it was the same.
Yeah,
Until you get comfortable looking at yourself and talking on the screen.
Yeah.
It's just something awkward.
Wait till you hear your voice on the TV.
Yeah, I don't really want to, but I have to. Not looking forward to it. I'm sure it'll be great.
No, yeah, look, it was not easy for me as well when I first started it, right? We all go through the same phase, did I do well? Did I do this? Did I do that? But end of the day, if you really have, it just only takes the love for the camera. Camera has to love you, and you have to be in love with camera, and that's how it really works, And I think you're pretty good with talking anyway, so you will be just fine.
Yes, I think I will be just fine, guys.
Yeah, more than just fine.
Just fine.
No, more than just fine. I should take it back because I still have to live in this house. I don't want to be on the street later on like, oh, you just said just fine. Trust me, don't think she is just 5'4" and she has big claws.
Correction, 5'3".
Yeah, that I'm 6'4" and no, 6'4" is nothing in front of her. No, that is that. I just only wanted you to do this with me in this way anyway, because this is your first time, and it's a good start. I see that in you. What I have done before, I have done podcasts in Punjabi all the time. A lot of people, they have asked me all those years, PJ, you should be doing it in English, right? And I said,
now we have a reason.
yes. And then I was like, yeah, but my audience, people I deal with, and people who really are my brothers and families and stuff, they're Punjabi, So I never felt the need. But now since we are together, and she doesn't really, you don't speak Punjabi, but you understand little bits, So that is that. But obviously, I need to improve my Kannada. Kannada. Obviously.
Don't embarrass all my South Indian friends.
Yes, I know all these swords will be coming out.
Exactly.
I trust me, I have all these stories about, the Kannadigas and all that, so I take that back. I'm so sorry if I said it wrongly. I still want to live another day. That is that. Do you want to add any other thing, Shah, before we say goodbye?
I think we just need to tell the audience what S&S is going to be.
Yep.
So, do you want to jump in and talk about what sort of a platform we want to create moving forward?
Yep. Look, obviously, with your second business that you are doing, that is the business I want to talk more about, because that is where you're going to help a lot of people, right? Not just the business aspect of it, but just that how you want to help people, right? But at this platform where S&S Diaries stands for, I always believe from the day I started, if I can help one person, that's good enough. I can work for that one person, right? And this is my goal moving forward, that we're going to bring a lot of people, from all different aspects of life, different fields. It doesn't have to be some successful person, but someone who has gone through a lot can share and people can relate with them. That is what I am looking at, and obviously I know what you're thinking about. You can talk about what you see us doing and what is this platform all about.
Essentially, just what you said, but a mismatch of having real, honest, raw conversations, anything that would motivate our community as well. Our lived experiences, we all make mistakes and we learn from them. And if our stories can change something for you in your life, that's what we want to share. And of course, having people from all different aspects of life gets you different perspective of many things, which will help you with your growth or wherever you stand in life as well. So we just hope that this platform gives you a little snippet for all of these things.
Oh, very well. Nicely said, madam. Before we go, I just want to tell you that you're looking really beautiful.
Now you're going to make me blush.
Blush, baby. And it's an honor, truly an honor to be here with you, sharing this platform. And I'm hoping that, we will do really well and we can make it big, and isn't Ali?
Honor goes both ways.
Honor goes, yes, of course. It has to be. Otherwise, I will bring my dong out, the big stick I have. No, I'm joking. No more dongs in this house. I was staying far away from any dongs, But yeah, with that, thank you very much. I want you guys to pour love on her as well, because she deserves all that. You guys have been amazing to me in the last month since I've come back. Obviously, I've taken some break off and stuff like that, but she has been one of the biggest reasons. And now I'm back here and I want you guys to come, join, talk, laugh with us, and let's make it big. And with that,
that's a wrap for the S&S Diaries.
Sometimes my Punjabi comes out like that, right? I don't want to speak Punjabi, but like Punjabi with chai. Anyway, see you later.